بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
صلى الله عليك يا مولانا يا أبا عبد الله صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله صلى الله عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين صلى الله عليك يا ابن فاطمة المظلومة ما خاب من تمسك بقام وأمن من لجأ إليكم يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما قال الله تبارك وتعالى في محكم كتابه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ذلك ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم أفلا من صلى على محمد وآل محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
For the love of Abba Abdullah, with the loudest of our voices, Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد
For the love of Imam Sahib al-Asr wa zaman, Ruhi wa arwah al-alamin liturabi makdamig al-fida, Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على
Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Once again, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this moment and this opportunity tonight, being the second night of the holy month of Muharram. We ask Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala to accept our humble efforts in this holy month of Muharram. And we ask him sincerely to put our names in the list of Ansar al-Hussain alayhi salam. If my brothers and sisters will recall very well, last night we took off by looking at very important introduction in relation to the attending of the majalis of Aba Abdullah alayhi salam, especially in this holy month of Muharram. What we concluded with last night was that no doubt Majlis of Ahlul Bayt, and especially the Majlis of Aba Abdullah, is one of the symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so therefore whoever attend that Majlis, as we outlined last night sincerely, for the sake of Allah and to acquire the understanding of our faith and our religion, it is no doubt regarded by Allah as a sign of piety or as a sign of being pious or conscious of the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then lastly, we looked at how media is important and how we are encouraged through the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam to explore the media or the social media available to each and every one of us in disseminating the universal message of Aba Abdullah alayhi salam. The verse I've just quoted is the same verse I quoted last night from the beginning of my majlis. It is from Surah Hajj, Quran 22, verse 32. The same verse Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is highlighting on the importance of Sha'airillah, or the symbols of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Whereby Allah says, ذَلِكَ وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. Allah said, no doubt, whoever hold in honor the symbols of Allah is a sign of piety. Now, departing from this verse, our topic of tonight, very important topic, will be to look at the standard or the criteria of mourning for Aba Abdullah alayhi salam. In other words, what are the best practices when we mourn Aba Abdullah and we mourn the tragedy of Karbala? In other words, are all practices accepted and allowed within our school of thought, which inshallah I'm going to take my time to outline tonight, because from tomorrow we're going to begin with the main theme of my discussion, that is community-centered, which is inshallah from tomorrow. Last night and tonight, a bit of introduction to understand this majlis, so that if something in your mind tell you one night, I don't want to go to majlis, you get a bit of inspiration and inspired to attend that majlis. Because by attending the majlis, you are giving message not only to the lovers of Ahlul Bayt, but most importantly, each and every step, wallah, brothers and sisters, that you take to attend a majlis, wherever you attend a majlis, it is a message, a powerful message to the enemies of Ahlul Bayt, and to those who commit injustice, and to those who commit atrocity. Because the enemies tried their level best, right from the time of Aba Abdullah up until today, to delete the message of Hussain and to ensure that people are discouraged from attending the majlis of Aba Abdullah. I promise you, when you attend this majlis, enemies are somewhere and they are crying why these people are still attending the majlis of Aba Abdullah. So therefore, my objective of tonight's majlis is to go out of this place by understanding the best practices based on the recommendations of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam to undertake when we mourn Aba Abdullah alayhis salam. Tonight's discourse will focus on two stages. The first stage, we're going to look at the influence of collective intellect. I will require your attention to examine what is collective intellect and how collective intellect has a lot of influence on individuals and in return on the entire community. And then the second stage of the examination, which will be the last stage, will then look at the best practices recommended by Ahlul Bayt to undertake during morning session of Muharram and Safar. Now question, what is a collective intellect? I humbly require your maximum attention here, brothers and sisters. Which in Arabic, they said aklun jami'i. Collective intellect, it simply means when group of people or majority of people do something, then we as individuals, we get attracted to them not because of anything, but because they are majority. That is what we call collective intellect. I do not scrutinize anything. I see no. The people are divided in the meeting, in the conference. When I look left and right, I realize on the right side, there are so many people who are going there. So because of the number, not because of anything, I decide to go there. That's what is referred to as a collective intellect. Now there is a very detailed and beautiful discussion in sociology, and most especially in Islamic sociology. I'm not going to bombard you with that. There is a point I want to deduce. Like last night, if you remember, we discussed symbols of Allah. And at the end I said, Majlis of Aba Abdullah is an example of symbols of Allah. Same thing we're going to do tonight. Collective intellect. Once we understand what collective intellect is all about, I will then indicate to you one example of collective intellect is the Majlis of Aba Abdullah alayhi salam. So for now, let's go slowly, inshallah. Collective intellect is what, and I'm sure you know about it. Sometimes you come to the Jamaat general meeting or Jamaat emergency meeting. You find here and there, back and forth, argument here and there. Oh, majority, raise up your hands. So majority, 1, 2, 3, 4. Majority got the vote. Yalla, let's move forward. That's what is regarded as collective intellect. Now, there is a great scholar, a researcher, sociologist, and at the same time, a strong psychologist. He developed a theory regarding collective intellect. He said collective intellect is mazmum, is something that cannot be trusted. He said where majority goes, be careful of going there. And he has 2 reasons for that. I want you to pay attention to these 2 reasons. One reason is from the sociological and psychological point of view. But the other reason, he uses some verses of Quran, which I will observe and show certain observations on that. He said, no, collective intellect is wrong. You cannot bank on majority. You cannot depend on majority. His first reason is that because it is istirsal ghayr ukala'i. It is simply because it is not intellectually based. He said, when you see majority and everyone is going there, if you analyze properly, you may see there is not much of intellect there. There is not much of scrutiny there. There is not much of analyzing there. And there is not much of examination there. And he gave an example. He said, when you go to football match, you go support Chelsea, inshallah. You go watch football, he give an example. He said sometimes you find a spectator, you remove his clothes and will be running. But if you go to find out why is he removing his clothes, because he saw others are cheering, so he's doing. He said this is what the influence of collective intellect. There is no intellect behind it in most cases. You just look at the crowd. No, if I do, they will not laugh at me. They will all be happy. They will cheer me up. So then follow them. Let's all do together. That's collective intellect. Oh no! As I mentioned, you come to the Jamaat meeting. When we stand outside, we talk too much. But when we enter during the meeting, I witness these people are quiet, ma'am. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. They just look at when the people go, they don't talk. And they go. He said that's an example of collective English. So there is no much of scrutiny. His second reason, he said Quran, which of course, as I said, we have our observation there. So when you look at Quran 16 verse 116, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is saying, do not go with majority. Because in tuti akthara man fil ard yudilluka an sabili. In yattabi'una illa dhanna wa inhum illa yahrusun. He said, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is saying, if you follow most of the people on the earth, meaning if you follow majority, they will lead you astray, because most of them follow their selfish desire and interest. So according to this psychologist, he said you cannot follow crowd because psychologically and from Quranic perspective, it is not something that you can bank on. And there's another ayah of Quran. Quran 34 verse 13. Allah said, "I'malu ala Dawood shukra wa qalilun min ibadiy ash-shukur." Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is talking about Ali Dawood. By the end of the ayah, it said, "Qalilun min ibadiy ash-shukur." Few of my servants are grateful. Majority are not grateful. You look at Surah Al-Hujurat, Quran 49 verse 4. Allah Tabarak aktharuhum la ya'qilun. Majority of them do not ponder. Majority of them do not reflect. They just follow the crowd. The caravan is going, they just follow the caravan. This is where some of the scholars, by looking at these discussions, they said this way you can differentiate between democratic system and religious system. They said because democratic system is mainly based on majority. But religious system is based on quality and not the quantity. And to give an example, he said you go to parliament, most of the constitutional clauses and constitutional bills, they are based on majority. They will discuss and later on they will vote. When the majority goes, then they will take this is the bill and then it affects everyone. So they said religiously, no. And they said why? Is it that you cannot bank on quantity, but bank on quality? So because number one, following majority at the expense of minority is an injustice to minority. So it's totally injustice to minority. Maybe they may be minority, but you may find amongst them quality ideas and good ideas, because as a chairman, as a secretary, sometimes you don't have time, you want to move on. Say, yalla, vote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's go. So scholars said no, it is injustice to the minority if we always want to look at majority and the quality and the quantity. But now Islam has an observation, and I want you to pay attention to this observation. Islam said yes, quality is better than quantity. But quantity is not always bad. What I gave you based on religion, based on psychological point of view. But when it comes to our own Islam and the school of thought of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, they said it's not always the case that quantity is bad. He said, when you look at the ayah, Quran 16:116, Allah said, yes, if you follow a majority of the people on the face of universe, they will lead you astray. But then he said, the ayah give a condition. What is the condition? إِنْ يَتَّبِعُونَ إِلَّا الظَّنَّ وَإِنْهُمَ إِلَّا يَخْرُصُونَ. He's talking of those majority who only follow their selfish desire and interest. They don't bother about any individual. They only worry about their political gain. They only worry about their power. They only worry about their influence. They don't bother whether others suffer or they do not suffer, whether others benefit or they do not benefit. They just want to be at the helm and command authority. So Quran is saying that type of majority is not allowed within the religion of Islam. But if majority is that type of a majority where people are allowed to voice their stance, where people are allowed to discuss, to bring their views, to bring their opinions, to be allowed to scrutinize properly, then Islam has no problem in following that majority. And our observation of Islam is that, yes, it's true, democratic system in the world is based on majority. But if you go to look at Islam, Islam has no much to say on the forms of election that we have in the world. Islam only talks about the laws that govern the world. That law has to be purely humanitarian, whereby there is insaniyat in that law. But how the election takes place, who goes, how it comes, Islam said there's okay, that's not a problem. So long that intellectuals come together and sit around and discuss, there is nothing wrong with that. But now the second stage of the examination, brothers and sisters, is the most important. So therefore here we realize that Majlis of Hussain alayhi salam is an example of collective intellect. Because why? Majority of people are attending Majlis, so I also decide to attend Majlis. But this one, we are not just attending for the sake of attending. We know the reward we get. We know the impact of that majlis. We understand each and every majlis that we attend, the imam of our time is happy. We understand each and every majlis that we attend, at the end of that majlis, every legitimate desire that I have in my life, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala will accept it on my behalf. So that is a form of collective intellect that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala wants us to follow. That you sitting home and you like the entire family are going to the majlis. What do? You also follow them in majlis. Now if you look at our majalis today, there are differences of opinions when it comes to what constitutes true practices of majlis. There are a lot of opinions as to what constitutes the true azadari of Aba Abdullah. Example: donation of blood on the 10th day of Muharram. We have discussions among scholars. Is it part of azadari or is not part of azadari? Is it part of mourning for Hussain or is not part of mourning for Hussain? Know that majority of the scholars, they say, no, this is the best thing to do, to give life to people. That's what Aba Abdullah stood for. For example, Zanjir, Tatbir, and please, I want you to pay attention to this line. It's very important to me. Is it allowed or not allowed? There are opinions amongst fuqaha, leave ordinary people, among the jurists. There are a lot of opinions. Are we allowed to do zanjir in showing our love for Aba Abdullah? Are we allowed to do kamazani in showing our love for Aba Abdullah? You find our scholars have got different opinions. We have scholars who are of the view that it is mustahab. And we have scholars who are quiet about it, completely quiet. You ask them, there is no answer. It's a quiet limit. And we have scholars who say it's haram. Now the question is, where does these differences come from? Why can't we have one opinion when it comes to the azadari of Aba Abdullah alayhi salam? You know where the differences come from? The differences come from identification of the best practices of the majalis of Aba Abdullah. And I'm going to outline recommendations of Ahlul Bayt on the best practices of the majalis of Aba Abdullah. But before we do that, there are two things I want to mention. Number one, the established practices that are known. And number two, the recommended practices, meaning the mustahabbat that you can do. And then number three, I will give you the general recommendation of how you go about your matam, how you go about your zanjir, whatever, how you go about, I will give you general practices from Ali. Number one, established practices are mainly four, which I mentioned some of them last night. But tonight I want to expound a little bit. The first established practice is buka, tears. Tears is azadari, it's a form of mourning. Why do I call it established practice? Because it is from Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. To cry is from Ahlul Bayt. But the Holy Prophet of Islam divided tears into two. He said we have false tears, we have true tears. Can you believe that? And Rasulullah, he said, what is a false tears? He said, Al-munafiqu man malaka dumu'u aynay. He said, the hypocrite is the one who's got control of the tears of his eye. So I come to Majlis. Tonight I want to cry. I pull it, I cry. I don't want to cry, I don't want to cry. No. You know, Ahl al-Bayt, if you know the truth will touch the heart. When the truth touches the heart, the tears automatically will begin to overflow. Hence, scholars said we have different forms of tears. One riwayah from our beloved Imam said, whoever remembers Hussain and tears begin to overflow up until on his cheek, Allah will forgive him his sins. Why? Why? You sit here tonight, you cry. And you go out bad akhlaq. The tears become punishment on you. It's a weapon, these tears I mentioned. Hence, it is an established practice from Ahlul Bayt who say, no, we cry. Good cry. It's crucial to cry. It is a weapon to reject atrocity. It is a weapon to reject injustice. But if these tears cannot change your akhlaq, between you and your wife, between you and your husband, your akhlaq with your co-workers, your akhlaq with your friends, your akhlaq with the members of the community, wallah, these tears will become a punishment against you on the day of Qiyamah. Ahlul-Bayt told us to cry. كل عين باكية يوم القيامة إلا عينا بكت للحسين. Every eye will cry on the day of Qiyamah except the eye that cried for Abu Abdullah. Why? Just crying Jannah? Just crying Allah forgive me? No. It's because that tears is so powerful it can change your destiny in life. So if we truly love Hussain and we truly follow this rightful established practice of Azadari, wallahi, our akhlaq will be cherished by not only Shia but non-Shias. We come here, we cry, but if he's not talking to him, she's not talking to her, he is in loggerheads with him, he wishes downfall, he wishes his children downfall, he gossip him, he backbites. She come, Khosha Ali program, competition of wearing the clothes. And we cry for Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. It is an established practice. Let each and every drop of tears in the holy month of Muharram become a means of a positive change. That is why tears encourage. It is a form of mourning. Yes, today you may find even Shia who cast doubt on the tears in Muharram. Why you cry so much? Have you killed someone? Say, no. I am not crying because Hussain was killed. No. I am crying to distance myself from injustice. I'm not crying because Hussain is killed. I'm crying because I reject injustice outright. So that is the first established known practices. And of course, psychologically, it has been proven. Even if you want schoon and to do away with certain stress, whatever, tears help a lot when it comes to that. We don't want to go to that discussion. Second established practice is marsiya. It's marsiya we recite. And this majlis that we do. It's an established practice from Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Our Sif Imam met his companion And he said to the companion, Hal zurta jaddi al-Hussain? Isham bin Antar. Have you visited my grandfather Hussain? He said, yes, I visited. The Imam said to him, I heard those who are around the grave of my grandfather, they are of three groups. There are those who sit around, cry and cry and cry. And there are those who recite Marcia, 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 Marcia. And there are those who give the story of what transpired in Karbala. Then Imam Jafar said, I thank Allah that today in my Shia, there are these three group of people who always remember my grandfather Hussain. May the blessings of Allah be on them until the day of Qiyamah. It's an established practice. You remember the story from the time of Imam Musa al-Qadhi. Salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. The then Abbasid leader organized a big program, a big function, and invited so many people to come. So people were coming, but when they were coming so many hadiyah, gifts, they were coming. So many people came. It was milad or something of that sort. Now, all the hadiyah they were bringing, the then Abbasid Khalifa was giving it to the Imam Musa al-Qadhi. There was an old man who stood and looked at Imam Musa al-Qadhi and he began to cry. Imam called him. Why are you crying? He said, look, Imam, I don't have any gift to give you. I've got something, but I don't know whether you will accept it or not. So Imam asked him, what is that? He said, my father, when he died, I inherited only one thing. This paper is a marcia about the tragedy of Karbala. Can I recite for you as my gift for you because I don't have anything? Imam Musa al-Qadhi said, yes, recite. He began to recite. Imam Musa al-Qadhi cried and cried and cried. You know when Imam finished what he did? Imam took all the gift brought by others and gave to this old man. Said, because you have given me dunya and akhirah. So therefore, those who recite Marcia, those who recite Ma'tam, is an established practice of Ahlul Bayt alayhi wassalatu wassalam. And then another established practices is wearing black, I mentioned last night, and this matter. Sayyidah Zainab did that. We have proof. This what in Usul al-Fiqh, principle of Judaism, they call it ad-dilala al-imda'iyya. Whereby when Abu Abdullah was killed, Sayyidah Zainab was crying, 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 hitting the head, the chest. Imam Zain al-Abidin came and he kept quiet. He said, it's a silence approval. So it's a practice. It's not something that we are doing culture, no. It's a practice. And these practices are very important. But now there are other recommendations from Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. One recommendation is al-jaz'a, despondency. You become crazy about Imam Hussain. Crazy about Imam Hussain. We have that in our riwayah. I mean, we have one companion of Imam says, "Laqad ajannani hubb al-Hussain." The love of Hussain made me crazy. But scholars said you can become crazy about the love of Hussain so long as you don't harm anyone. You become crazy in your own world. In your own house, you play Marcia, you play Ma'atam. In your car, you go to work, you play Marcia, you play Ma'atam. Leave the mood of Karbala in these days. It is allowed, it is recommended by Ahlul Bayt alayhi wasallam. And the second recommended practice is what they call Ihya al-Aql, is to give life to the affairs of Ahlul Bayt. But this giving life, we don't do it much, brothers. And I want to really sincerely encourage you from this member. You know what are those? Exhibition in the name of Hussain. Which of our centers are organizing exhibition in the name of Hussain? We have talented youth, educated, at least bachelor's degrees, we have them a lot. We have our young boys and girls Why can't we organize a proper exhibition in the name of Hussain? We invite our non-Muslim neighbors. Let them come and have a look at the exhibition in the name of Abu Abdullah. We need that. This is a recommendation of Ahlul Bayt. They said give life to our affairs in whatever form possible for you. Because if you give life to our affairs, our du'as are always with you. Apart from exhibition, we have this Karbala project. Whereby you make a nice Karbala project. You can do it on computer, electronic one. And then you invite outsiders. Don't do this, I'm not saying because of you. You've discovered Hussain. You know Hussain. You've been to Karbala. You've been to Najaf. Outsiders don't know Hussain. We need to do something. Let's invite them. It is in the spirit of interfaith for people to understand the type of leader we believe in. Do it nicely. And then invite people. Take them through. Like the one of our building here. You have it on computer and you bring people, you show them, you take them through the plan. The same way you do about Karbala, animation for our children. Madrasa, have sort of exhibition for our children. Let them invite their friends and their parents. Let them come and witness. We are in Muharram. We need to do this kind of things to expose the world to the beautiful message of Abu Abdullah. Another recommendation from Ahlul Bayt is what? Tamthiliya, play. Organize a well-standard play of Karbala. You can take the scene of Abbas. You can take the scene of Hazrat Ali al-Asghar. Because when I sit on a majlis, I said all these children, they are representing Ali al-Asghar alayhi salam. And those in the middle, you are representing Ali al-Akbar. And then our elders, you are representing Habib ibn Mabahir and Muslim ibn Awsaja. What are you doing to bring the light to the fold so that people are able to understand this beautiful message? We need to play. We need to commit ourselves to the task. We need to commit ourselves to the affairs. We need to do something. The world is craving that. The world needs it. It needs time, it needs commitment. I reminded you last night, he gave 6-month-old baby, will you give me your 2 hours for Hussain? Not your child. 2 hours of your time. Do something online for Hussain. Are you willing to do that? This is where you are able to gauge and examine your faith and your iman and your love for Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. That's how you measure. Can I give my 30 minutes for Imam al-Hussain? He gave Akbar away. He made Sakina orphan. You saw that, those 2 old men, Muslim ibn Asad and Habib ibn Mabahir? Allahu Akbar. I want my fathers and mothers to become like them. Allah. Sometimes we said, Imam Hussain, we let you down always. We love you, Imam Hussain, but we don't show it in our lives. Habib ibn Mabahir met Muslim ibn Awsada in the bucket of Kufa, and he asked him, what are you doing? He said, I'm here, I'm buying henna. I want to dye my beard. It's gray. I want to change the color. But what did Habib say to Muslim? He said, stop that. There is a hyena in Karbala. When you go and take that and dye it, it will remain forever until the day of Qiyamah. Then he asked him, what is that? He said, that is Hussain, the son of God. Old man, Habib, older than most of our fathers and mothers sitting here. You represent Habib. Show Habib love. Do something for Abu Abdullah. Show the love to him. Habib left everything. Muslim left everything. They came and stood by Hussain alayhi salam. You don't need to give your life anymore. We are not in that battle. We are in the battle of psychology, internet, information. Do something. Dig down in your pocket. Contribute to the young ones. Let them do something to showcase the beautiful message of Abu Abdullah. That's why when Habib died, Sayyidah Zainab stood by the head of Habib. She said, Wallah, lillahi darruka ya Habib, kunta faddilan wa ta'lil Qur'an. Said, Wallahi, Habib, I swear by God, you are superior in the eye of Allah. And you, Habib, I swear by Allah, you memorize the whole Quran. Zainab alayhi salam. What are we doing? Karbala is Karbala because of women. Wallah, if not because of Sayyidah Zainab, there is not going to be any Karbala. Our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, what are we doing to represent Zainab alayhi salam? So it is highly recommended by the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Let's explore different avenues. Let's explore different channels. Let's have an excuse to show every person that we meet and come across that indeed Hussain is alive and Zahra, we will never and ever forget Abu Abdullah. Because whatever you do for Abu Abdullah, you are doing it for Zahra alayhi salam. Hence she gave that piece of cloth to Zainab. She said, Zainab, in that final moment, I want you to kiss the neck of Abba. Why kissing the neck? Because Zahra knew Shimmer will sit on that chest and begin to strike on the neck of Abba. So let's reform. Now the final is the recommendations. I want to recommend from Ahlul Bayt. So that you know whatever you do as a practice of mourning, go in line of these three following recommendations. First recommendation is exaggeration. You do whatever you want to do tomorrow, Hussain. But be careful of exaggeration. You don't know, you don't know. You can't force yourself to make people cry. The tears will come, it will touch the heart. Today you see so many exaggerations. Those who recite Marcia, sometimes they recite something you don't know in the beginning and the end of it. Brother, recite what you know. Hussain doesn't need any addition and subtraction. Hussain is more than enough. This recommendation of Ahlul Bayt is not my recommendation. And don't recite Ma'atam like you are singing. Today there are certain Ma'atam we are singing. What is the purpose of Ma'atam? What is the purpose of Marcia? Is to remind you of Allah and Karbala. Is to take you in that emotional mood. But if Marcia, or especially Ma'atam, become like singing, then it defeats the purpose. Hussain doesn't want that. Don't add anything to Hussain. Stick to what established by Ahlul Bayt alayhi. And I promise you, whatever you do, as little as it may be, if you are truly sincere, Allah will take it higher. You know, our problem is we want to please everyone, which is a destination no one can reach. That's number one recommendation. You want to do fine, but don't exaggerate. Second recommendation, harm to oneself. There are two forms of harm. There is a harm which is haram, and there is harm which is allowed in Islam. I'll give an example. Harm which is allowed. If you play football, they harm each other. It's allowed. Oh no, you hit on your chest and a reddish appear. Allowed, no problem. Which harm is not allowed? Death, loss of life, losing part of the body, flesh falling down. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. You cannot say, no. For Hussaini, everything is possible. No. Everything has a limit. You can do as much as you can, but try to stick to the boundary. I make my jump, I make whatever I want to make, but my flesh will not fall down. I will not endanger my life. My health will not be at stake. 3, recommendation. In the way you mourn, don't exceed the limit of others. In other words, our mourning should not become a means of insult to others. Our mourning should be a means of brotherhood, a means of unity with other Christians and Muslims. Yes, there are those who doubt us, that's fine. And lastly, but not least, brothers and sisters, Karbala is not only about emotion. We must understand that and underline that. Please. It's emotional, it's intellectual, and it's spiritual, and social. It's not only about emotion. Emotion is crucial. We need it. Without it, no taste. But intellectual, you have to learn. Learn something. Feed your intellect. Provide it with His provisions. And number 3, your spirituality. Ibadah. Abu Abdullah will look at Zainab. He said, Ukhayya Zainab, la tansini fi nafilatillah. Zainab, don't forget me in namaz sham. That is in Karbala. And social is to reach out to others. So therefore, in conclusion, brothers and sisters, this is the second night. We have the opportunity to demonstrate to the Imam of our time we are worthy of his shafa. We have the opportunity to demonstrate to the Imam of our time we are truly your lovers. We have the opportunity to demonstrate to the Imam of our time, calm rain, calm shine. We will not forget the majlis of Abba up till now. And if you look at the riwayah, it makes it very clear on attending these majalis of Muharram, because it gives life to our soul. So young and old, let us take our hearts to Karbala. Let us take our heart to Karbala. As I mentioned, you as young boy and young girl, how do you inspire yourself? You inspire yourself when you remember what got stuck on the neck of Ali al-Asghar. That's how you inspire yourself. And you, as a mother, you inspire yourself when you remember the struggles of Sayyidah Zainab alayha salam. But you know what? There is no place like Makkah. Why there is no place like Makkah? Because that was a place where the grandfather of Hussain received the revelation. There is no place like Makkah. Why? Because the father of Hussain was born in Makkah, inside the Kaaba. So there is no place like Makkah. Why? Because the grandmother of Hussain, Khadija al-Kubra, yes, Hussain did not meet Khadija properly. She spent her money in Makkah al-Mukarramah. But you know where I'm going and you know what happened. The grandfather of Hussain, Abdul Muttalib, he used to look after Ka'batul Musharrafah. But when Hussain left Medina and arrived in Mecca, Hussain came to perform Hajj. Hussain was told, if you dare enter Kaaba, you will be beheaded, Hussain. Someone came to Abu Abdullah Hussain. He said, Ya Hussain, why are you just stopping with Umrah? Why can't you proceed to do your amal of Umrah and Hajj? Hussain said, Wallah, if I enter Kaaba, I will be beheaded. But you know, what struck me is what? Those of you who have been to Mecca, we are told even an insect is protected next to Kaaba. And you can't kill an insect when you are in a state of ihram. And not only in a state of ihram. In Mecca, Quran said, Man dakhalaha kana amina. Whoever enters Mecca is protected. But the grandson of Rasulullah, Abu Abdullah, entered Mecca and he wasn't protected in Mecca. You know, Abu Abdullah loved Khadija so much. And today we are all sitting here, wallah, because of the support and the assistance of Khadija alayha salam. But as I said, Abu Abdullah did not meet Khadija. But Abu Abdullah, if you look at, there is a relationship between him and Khadija al-Kubra. Khadija gave everything for Islam, and Abu Abdullah gave everything for Islam. Khadija sacrificed, you know how she died, you know. At the end of her death, because they were sanctioned and they were staying at the valley of Abu Talib for 3 years. Money finished, everything finished. You know what they were eating? They were eating grass to survive. Until Khadija sustained severe fever. It happened to Abu Abdullah in Karbala. Same thing when you look at Abu Abdullah, when he died, there was no kafan for Abu Abdullah. The same thing when Khadija died. There was no kafan for Khadija. Narration says the Holy Prophet of Islam, after the death of Khadija, he came to bury Khadija, finished the ghusl, and he shrouded her with the piece of shroud that was available. But Rasulullah realized that the shroud was not enough for the body of Khadija. Rasulullah, narration says, raised up his head up, said, Ya Allah, I am your Rasul Rahmatan lil Alameen. And this is Khadija, my beloved wife. She spent everything that she had for Islam. But I have no kafan. Today we have a kafan in our mosque to bury our loved one. Rasulullah had no kafan to bury Khadija. You know, one of the Arbab al-Magadir mentioned that, wallah, the only two personalities who struggled to get kafan for their burial was Khadija and Abu Abdullah. This is, the scholar mentioned, you know, if there was a person who was buried in pieces, was Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. Now Rasulullah said, Ya Allah, I am your Prophet, Rahmatan lil Alameen. And here is my beloved wife, Khadija al-Kubra, who spent everything she had for Islam. I have no kafan to bury Khadija. By then I was old Bibi Fatima. You remember when Khadija was dying, she would cry and cry and cry there. Salma will come next to Khadija. One narration said, Ayman, she said, I'm crying not because of anything, because every mother would wish to witness the marriage of her daughter. But I will not be there to witness the marriage of Fatima al-Zahra. She said, every mother will wish on the day of the marriage of her daughter to give something, but I've got nothing to give for Fatima al-Zahra. But you know, narration says, when Rasulullah made that dua, Allah sent 5 kafan down. Rasulullah then said, Ya Allah, these 5 kafans are for who? Jibreel said the first kafan used to bury Khadija al-Kubra. He said, okay, the second kafan is for who? He said, the second kafan is for you, Rasulullah. The third kafan is for Fatima al-Zahra. You know, of course, how Fatima died. We mentioned last night. You know how she lost Muhsin alayhi salam. You know how they broke that rib of Fatima al-Zahra. And Rasulullah said, then the fourth covenant is for who? He said, the fourth covenant is for Shaheed Mihrab of the Mosque of Kufa, Amir al-Mu'mineen. He said, okay, now I have two main members of the family remaining. The last covenant is for who? Ya Jibreel. He said, oh Allah, the last covenant is for Imam Hussain al-Mushtaba. Of course, you know how Imam Hassan died. I don't want to go there. Rasulullah look at Jibreel. He said, where is the kafan for Hussain? Where is the kafan for Hussain? That was the moment when Jibreel gave a bit of detail of what will happen to Hussain. Jibreel said, Ya Rasulallah, this your grandson Hussain, Yudhba Zabah al-Kabsh. He's going to be slaughtered like a sheep. That is why scholars said on that 10th day of Muharram, Abu Abdullah was like a hedgehog on the Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un wa saya'lamu alladhina zalamu wa ayya munqalabin yanqalibun. وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Raise up your hands, brothers. Let's make dua before matter. We ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to grant us the reward of Azadariya. Ya Allah, we are your slaves and we are your servants. We've come here to demonstrate our love to Abu Abdullah and the family of Rasulullah. Allah accept us and forgive our shortcomings. Allah, let this Azadari be a means of fulfillment of our legitimate hajat and desires in life. Whatever we need from you, Allah, we have young and old members here in the community, ladies and gentlemen. We have our needs, we have our hajat. Ya Allah, fulfill our needs and our hajat on our behalf, inshaAllah. And Ya Allah, expedite the reappearance of the Imam of our time. Ma'tam al-Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain.